So good morning friends. Today we will in the last lecture we have seen one architecture of DSP processor, that is nothing but von Neumann architecture. So in that we have seen basically that architecture block diagram, and this is very important. Means what this von Neumann architecture consists. Basically in that architecture program memory and data memory both are the same. Now today we will see the second architecture, that is a hardware architecture. Now that hardware architecture is usually referred to a particular computer architecture design where separate data path exists for transfer of information and data or instruction and data. All computer consists of two parts, the CPU which processes data and the memory which holds the data. The memory in turn has to expect to it the data itself and the location where it is found, known as the address. Both as important as the CPU, as many common instructions boil down to something takes the data to this address. So this is nothing but one, we can say, block diagram of hardware architecture that consists of, one is the digital signal processor and there are the two memories, that one is the program memory and one is the data memory. Now normally the memory can be made much faster but only at a high cost. So solution to this problem, that small amount of very fast memory called as a cache. As long as memory the CPU needs in the cache, the performance it is very high, less than if the cache less have to turn around and get data from the main memory. The hardware architecture is one of the solution. So that there is nothing but there are, one is data memory, one is program memory, both are separate, that permitting a full overlap of instruction fetch and execution. So standard microprocessor are characterized by a single bus structure for both data and instruction. Suppose that we have to read operand 1 at address 1 in a memory into accumulator and store it to another address 2 and address 3. The instruction could be load address 1, load the operand operation 1 into the accumulator from address 1, then store address 2, store operand 1 in address 2, store address 3, store operand 1 in address 3. In a standard processor without a hardware architecture, the program instruction and data are held in one memory space. Thus the fetching of next instruction while the current one is executed is not allowed, because the fetch and execution phase each required memory access. So we can say that this is nothing but a data memory address, and data memory here our data, here program memory, and here again program memory. Since in hardware architecture program instruction and data lie in a separate memory space, the fetching of next instruction can overlap the execution of current instruction. Thus the instruction fetch involve fetching the next instruction from memory, and instruction execute involve reading and writing data from a memory. So this is nothing but one, we are considering illustration of instruction overlap. That is, this is our clock signal. First we load address 1. So there are three phases: fetch, decode, and third one is the execute. Suppose we have to store address 2. At that time what we do, we fetch that address at next location where first instruction can be decoded, then decode, then execute. Again for third address we have to store at address 3. We fetch that address 3 at third phase, that is the execution phase. So instruction and data are stored in a separate cache to improve the performance. However, this has the disadvantages of having amount of cache available to either one. So it works best only when CPU read instruction and data at about the same frequency. So in an exam, suppose the question is like this: explain hardware architecture for DSP processor. You have to draw this diagram, you have to explain this, and after that this illustration of instruction overlap in hardware architecture. The next point, that is nothing but like this question may be asked like this: draw and explain the computer hardware architecture for digital signal processing with concept of parallelism, having more focus on pipelining. Otherwise write a short note on VLIW, very large instruction word architecture. So these two questions are also important. If the number of operations are performed in a parallel, total required time is reduced. Means when you perform the operations in a parallel, the total required times is reduced. So VLIW is nothing but very long instruction word. The processor TMS320 make use of that VLIW architecture. So this is nothing but a block diagram of VLIW architecture. VLIW is basically access from the memory in order to fetch the operands and store the result. The different functional units make use of common multi-ported register file. That is, this is multi-ported register file, read or write crossbar, multiple functional unit and instruction cache. The different functional unit make of common multi-ported register file. In order to provide a parallel access for multiple functional units, read or write crossbar is used, and the transfer of data between RAM and register file takes using load and store instruction. If we write algorithm which make execution of independent operation, then using VLIW efficiency can be improved. So this is nothing but a short VLIW, very long instruction word. Processor TMS 320 uses that architecture, and this is nothing but one VLIW.